Listen to me, because tonight I'm not just speaking to you, I'm opening something I've kept guarded for a long time. You know my father, right? You know the kind of man he is. Strong voice, steady eyes, the kind of man who doesn't repeat himself. And definitely doesn't ask questions. He doesn't want answers to. But lately, something has changed. He calls me now, more often than before. Not for anything important. Not for work. Not for family matters. Just small talk. How are you? How's everything going? Are you eating on time? And then, like it slips out accidentally, like it wasn't even part of the plan, he asks, "Where is she?" And every single time, the world inside me pauses for a second. Because this is the same man, who once refused to even hear your name. The same man who would change the topic. Like your existence was something temporary, something I would forget. Once life got serious, he used to look at me like I was risking everything, just to hold on to you. But now he asks about you. Like you've always been part of the story. And that shift, is louder than anything he's ever said out loud. I asked him once. I looked him in the eyes and said, "Why do you keep asking about her?" And he smiled. You know that smile, the one that hides more than it reveals. He said, "I just want to know she's safe." But I know my father. Safety isn't the only reason. There's something deeper in his voice now, something quieter, something almost careful. Like he's stepping into something he doesn't fully understand yet. I think he's finally seeing what I saw from the beginning. That you were never temporary. You were never just a moment. Never just someone I would talk about in the dark and forget in the daylight. You stayed. When everything else fell apart, when even I wasn't sure of myself, you stayed. And that's something even he can't ignore anymore. So now, he asks where you are. Not to control you. Not to push you away. But maybe, just maybe, he's trying to find his place in this too. Trying to understand how someone he once rejected became someone he now quietly worries about. I know it feels strange for you. I know a part of you still remembers the silence, the distance, the walls he built without saying a word. And maybe you still wonder, is he really ready? But listen to me carefully. If he wasn't ready, he wouldn't ask. He would stay silent. He would pretend you don't exist. He would wait, hoping that time would erase you. But he doesn't. He calls. Morning, night, random hours, just to ask that one question. Where is she? Do you understand what that means? It means, he's thinking about you. Not as a problem, not as a phase, but as a reality. As someone who might actually stay. And tonight, I want you to feel this deeply. Every time he says your name, it's not resistance anymore. It's recognition. It's him slowly accepting that you are not leaving, that you are not something temporary. He can outwait. I didn't force you into his world, because you deserve more than that. You deserve to be accepted, not tolerated. So I let him watch. I let him see what you did to me, how I changed, how I stood stronger, how I fought harder, how I became someone who didn't bend under pressure anymore. He watched all of it, and slowly, without admitting it, he understood. This isn't just love. This is something that survives pressure. Something that doesn't disappear when it gets difficult. So when you doubt, when your mind goes back to those moments where you felt unseen, remember this: a man like him, asking about you every single day, that's not small. That's everything he doesn't know how to say. And one day, he won't ask anymore. Because he won't need to. He'll see you standing there. Not as a question, not as a concern, but as an answer. I keep imagining that moment. The first time you stand in front of him. No distance. No silence between us. Just truth. He'll try to act normal. He'll pretend it's nothing. But I'll see it in his eyes. That moment where everything he believed, everything he resisted, quietly falls apart. And you won't need to prove anything. You won't need long explanations. You'll just stand there, calm, steady, unshaken. The way you always do. And that will be enough. Because your presence has always spoken louder than anyone else's doubts. So let him ask. Let him wonder. Let him slowly walk his way towards a truth I've already accepted. Because at the end of all this, there's only one thing that remains. Not his questions. Not his doubts. Not even his approval. Just this: you stayed. I chose you. And no matter how long it takes the world to understand that, I'm not letting go. Part of everything I am. And that's the part I haven't said out loud yet. Not to him. Not completely. Because some truths, they take time to land in someone else's chest. The way they've already settled in yours. You know, I've been thinking a lot about that day. The day he stops asking. And finally stands in front of you. Not as someone questioning you, but as someone trying to understand you. And I wonder if he'll recognize it instantly. The way you carry yourself. The quiet strength in your silence. The way you don't fight to be seen, but somehow become impossible to ignore. Because that's what changed everything for me. Not loud promises. Not dramatic moments. Just you, being you. Staying, when leaving would have been easier. Holding on, when I was still learning how not to fall apart. And maybe, that's what he's starting to see now too. Not through words. Not through explanations. But through me. Through the way I don't hesitate anymore. Through the way I speak your name. Without lowering my voice. Through the way I stopped asking for permission to love you. You don't realize it, but you changed the way I stand in front of the world. And a father notices that. Even if he never admits it. There were nights, when he and I would sit in the same room, and not say a word. Heavy silence. The kind that carries old arguments. That were never fully finished. And I knew what he was thinking. He thought I chose you over him. He thought loving you meant walking away from everything he built. But what he didn't understand was this: I didn't choose between you and him. I chose truth. And you were the only place where that truth didn't feel like a compromise. Now, he's starting to see it differently. Slowly. Carefully. Like someone stepping into water. Not knowing how deep it is. Every time he asks, "Is she with you?" what he really means is she still there, even after everything? And every time I answer, yes. I'm not just telling him where you are. I'm telling him, you didn't leave. You didn't break. You didn't run. When things got complicated. That's something he respects. Even if he hasn't said it yet. Because men like him, they don't believe in easy love. They believe in what survives. What stays, after pressure. After silence. After doubt. And you stayed through all of it. Without demanding anything in return. So yeah, he asks about you now. But it's not interrogation anymore. It's curiosity. It's respect trying to find its way out. Through questions he doesn't fully understand yet. Sometimes, I catch it in his tone. That slight pause before he says your name. Like he's choosing his words more carefully now. Like he knows, you're not just someone he can dismiss anymore. And I wish, I could let you hear that. Because you'd understand instantly. That this isn't the same man. Who once refused to acknowledge you. This is someone, who's slowly making space for you. In a place he once closed off completely. Not because I forced him, but because you proved him wrong. Without ever trying to. And that's what makes this different. That's what makes this real. So when you feel that doubt again, when that little voice in your head asks, will he ever truly accept me? I want you to remember this moment. This shift. This change that didn't come from pressure, but from truth. Because acceptance that grows slowly, lasts longer than acceptance that's forced. And we're not rushing this. We're not breaking anything to make it happen faster. We're letting it become real. The way it's supposed to. One question at a time. one call at a time. One quiet realization at a time. Until one day, he won't need to ask where you are. Because you'll be right there. In front of him. Not as a question. Not as a concern. But as someone he finally understands. And when that day comes, I won't need to explain anything. I won't need to defend us. Because everything I've been trying to say, will be standing right in front of him. You. And maybe he won't say much. Maybe he'll just nod. Maybe he'll ask something simple. Something small. But behind it, there'll be something bigger. Something unspoken. Acceptance. And when that happens, I want you to remember something. You didn't fight for this. You didn't beg for it. You didn't change who you are to earn it. You just stayed true. And that was enough. So let him take his time. Let him ask his questions. Let him figure it out in his own way. Because at the end of all of this, nothing changes what we already know. You are not temporary. You are not a phase. You are not someone I will outgrow. You are the decision I made. When I finally understood what love is supposed to feel like. And no question in the world, not even his, is strong enough to shake that.